What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Prediction Market Pulse. So, as of Saturday, not huge updates from any breaking news around prediction markets, but some huge updates around individual markets. So, let's jump right in. First off, there has been, if you're a trader in Polymarket, you'll notice this. There's been a ton of bugs over the last 2 weeks around orders going through, order books disappearing, etc. A lot of my bots have been failing on these kind of things. Sometimes orders just disappear. It's been a complete mess. They do get patched, but if you're betting during these times, you have to be very, very careful, as this guy and a couple other people on the show have been saying. So essentially, this guy said he lost 50K by betting on the wrong thing. If he's using the order books directly in the site, I could actually see that because some people just don't realize what they're doing. Like they assume that the money line is a specific thing, and then Polymarket's order books are disappearing and missing orders here and there. So even the top trader, Doma, he's one of the biggest traders, a couple million in P&L. He also says that the site's been a complete mess. So anyone who uses it a lot, either manually or people like me who vibe code and make their own bots, I run my own bot against their API, have noticed this. So it's a huge issue. Just be very careful if you're using Polymarket that you actually know what you're getting filled on, because as this guy actually shows in the UI here, all the bugs are fixed now, but at the time, the order book's essentially cleared out. And so if you're using the UI directly, you can get filled for terrible prices. And so, yeah, you could definitely lose a lot of money. So if you're a trader in Polymarket, make sure of this. I don't know about Kelshi, but I do know Polymarket's had a couple big issues the last couple of weeks. So just keep an eye on that. So some big issues. Hopefully Polymarket fixes that, because once the midterms roll around and there's way more volume, this is going to get more crazy. As far as individual updates that are interesting to look at this weekend, the biggest one is this Fed share race. So if we look at the Fed share race all time, this one's been a really fun one to swing trade. Hassett was the main favorite for a while there, and then these headlines started coming out in Bloomberg about different people. And so then Kevin Warsh was the first one, he went up, and then a couple others here that Waller was the next one. So Trump still hasn't picked anyone, so I guess I don't have too much visibility in this, but I do like swing trading it sometimes. When I see someone new come into the space, I will bet on them and then sell out. So pretty interesting. Hassett's actually going back down now, and Warsh is going up. Warsh is a little bit more hawkish than Hassett, so it'll be interesting if he does get in, because Trump wants rates cut, and Hassett has signaled that he would do it pretty much, but Warsh has not, and these other people I don't know. So will be very interesting. Trump had said a couple weeks ago he was going to do it within a couple weeks. Obviously, it didn't happen, and so we're probably looking at beginning of the year for his announcement. But Trump is also very unpredictable, so we'll see what happens here. But this is definitely a fun one to trade. Huge amount of volume, $89 million. If we go on trending, it has to, I think, be one of the top markets on Polymarket. So definitely a fun one. A couple other ones I want to talk about. This one's also a fun one. This has been all over the news. This daycare fraud in Minnesota. I'm actually planning on doing this and doing no, because I think for a lot of these, like, no one gets charged or anything happens. And if they do get charged, you can just swing trade it and get out before the actual announcement comes. So I think it's unlikely this happens anytime soon, but I also don't know. So do your own research. Nothing here is financial advice, of course, but I'm definitely going to be taking the no and trying to swing trade it for a challenge. But this is a fun market, a brand new market too. The lighter market, this is an interesting one. So this one's about the TGE, according to Polymarket, probably the 29th, so about 2 days from now. But definitely going to be a fun one. I think the 1 and 2 billion are pretty much guaranteed. 3 billion, honestly, with the way crypto has been doing so badly lately, like 3 billion for lighter TGE would be way higher than 50% odds right now if this was months ago, but it's not months ago. And so it very well could be lower than 3 billion at this point. Who knows? Especially with airdrop selling. So this will be a fun one, though. This has been one of the definitely the longest running interesting ones. This has been going on for about 2 months now, 2 or 3 months. So definitely been a fun one to trade. A lot of the potential insiders I track have been betting this 29th. So it seems like 29th. And Mexi also had an announcement with the 29th. So it's likely going to be the 29th, but we'll see. This one also, I like swing trading, so I've been swing trading a lot just because there's so much volatility. If you even look over the last day, I mean, it went from about 71 cents down to 65, up to 77, then back down to 70, and then up to 78. So it's trending higher. The closer we get to that date, I think it will keep trending higher, as long as there's no bad news. But like any other TGE, it could get delayed, or like by one day, or it could be weeks. Who knows? But that's why some people are running on the 30th. But also, if you look at the bid walls on the 30th, they're really not high. Like if you have to go down to like 5 cents to even get to 1,000 per bid wall. So if you look at the 29th, the bid walls are very high. So if you look here, I mean, even just literally the main bid walls $13,000. So you definitely have huge bid walls. Obviously, people are very confident in this, or whoever's market making this or bidding on this. Another couple fun markets to look at: this influencer clavicular. This guy's also been huge on Twitter and other video sites. He's like an influencer, but this market has a ton of volume. And the story is on Kick, he ran over some guy who was threatening him or something with his Cybertruck. So it's been all over the news. Now there's a market for it. Very volatile and fun market, honestly. I'm going to start trading this tonight and see. I think odds are he doesn't get charged, but we'll see. And then the other one is if he gets banned from Kick. So if we look at this market, which I think is probably high odds, and it's already priced high. 80% is pretty high already. So pretty fun markets. It's always fun to see like when something happens in the news, and then like the market will show up in the news page. So if you actually go to Polymarket and go to new, you'll see it here. So pretty funny stuff. And then lastly, I'm going to go over this tool that I found called Bet More. So if you're a trader and you're looking up bonds and you're trying to find a way, so if you don't know what bonds are, they're essentially markets that have high percentage chance of one way or the other. So you can bet like, will Trump meet Xi by the end of 2025? And if it's 99% chance, the odds are that you get 1% back on your money. So this is pretty cool. You can find like interesting opportunities, and you can go manually. Obviously, you don't want to do all these because some of them actually are not fairly priced. And even if you do bet on all of them, if you don't know what you're doing, you might lose one, which wipes out the wins of the other ones. But still, it's a great aggregator, so definitely check this site out. Betmore.fun. I think they also have a ridiculous amount of volume. I saw in some Twitter posts. So there's a ton of volume going through them. They're a terminal as well. I don't use them for a terminal. I just use them for this page. But if you're looking for a bonds page, definitely check this out. Pretty cool. So those are the updates for today. I'll be back tomorrow. And if you guys have any markets you're looking at, post them in the comments, and I'll see you all tomorrow.